Hi guys, how you doing? Yeah, I'm still out of breath. So I'm coming to you with my 30-week pregnancy update. It says, Milk Memo, how your baby says I'm hungry. Learning your baby's early hunger cues will make breastfeeding easier. If you wait until she's starving, she'll have a harder time latching properly. With Chunky, the way I used to know she was hungry, because she'll start smacking her lips, she'll start banging her head on my chest, and she'll start trying to latch on through my clothes. And the thing is, when she would do all that stuff, it would make me start leaking. That's something I don't miss. But when you start leaking, it's crazy. But when she would make those noises and smack lips and everything and do all that stuff, my breast will automatically start to leak, and I know that I would have to put her on the boob. It says early hunger cues, turning her head to look for your breast. Yep, she'll rub her head on my chest. She'll be looking for it. Sucking on her hands. Yeah, she'll put her hand in her mouth and be rubbing inside her mouth and smacking her lips. Yes, she would do all of those things. Says fact, wow, your baby now weighs almost 3 pounds and is kicking up a storm. Count these movements twice a day. Tell your doctor if her activity level goes down a lot. I have not been counting her kicks. I know that I should, but I don't. She kicks mainly when I'm hungry. That's mainly when she kicks, is when I'm hungry. She does a lot of moving and flipping and stretching. She does a whole lot of that. But with her kicks, she just kicks when we're ready to eat. Like I told y'all, I'm able to see her body parts through my stomach now, like her foot and her hand. And a bad habit that she has is playing with my belly button, and her sister used to do the same thing. You'll see her hand just messing with my belly button, and it doesn't hurt, but it's a weird feeling. So what I do is just take her hand and just scoot it over away from my belly button, so she won't, keep messing with it. I don't know why they do that, but I just scoot her hand off of it. Her little bitty old hand, it'd be so cute, you guys. Remember how I was telling you my doctor, she wanted me to see a specialist, and I had been trying to get an appointment with the specialist. So I finally did. I went to the specialist. Y'all, let me tell you what happened when we went to the specialist. First of all, at the specialist, they don't allow kids, so Chunky could not go in there. And since Chunky could not go in there, my husband could not come in there because he had to watch Chunky. So I had to go in there by myself. I was laying on the bed waiting for the doctor. And when the doctor came in, he introduced himself. But the minute that baby girl heard his voice, she jumped. Like, she's very nosy, you guys. And whenever she hears new voices, she gets excited. So she jumped, and when she jumped, it made my whole body shake, and I almost fell off the bed. And the doctor was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He was like, hold on to the rails on the side of the bed. I was like, okay. And yeah, so he sat down, the specialist, he sat down, he took the little, what is it called? I guess it's a Doppler. I don't know. He put it on my belly. As soon as he put it on my belly, baby girl just started basically running from it. So he was like, oh, we have a runner. I was like, yeah, she don't like getting ultrasounds done. Yeah, she would go all the way to the right, she'd go all the way to the left. And he's up there chasing her. I don't know why he was chasing her. I was like, she's not gonna stop until you stop. So he stopped and he just held it on the middle of my belly. Why did she curl up into a ball, y'all? She literally curled up into a ball so he could not see anything. He was like, you are very far in your pregnancy. I was like, yes. He's like, normally girls come early on in their pregnancy. I was like, well, we were trying to come early on, but we could not get an appointment. He was like, yeah, y'all know we have been trying to get a appointment with the specialist forever. So he was just like, And then he was like, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really can't get any good pictures because she's very big, because you're further along in your pregnancy. And he's like, she won't be still. Now, yeah, in my mind, I was thinking, when y'all made my appointment, y'all knew how far along I was in my pregnancy. Y'all should have told me on the phone, hey, you're too far along in your pregnancy. Don't worry about coming to see the specialist. They could have told me all that on the phone. I was starting to get annoyed with this man. One, because he's simply chasing my child with this Doppler that I already told him that she does not like. For two, he knew I was far along in my pregnancy. Why did you make me still come in? For three, he knew she was a big baby because my doctor had told him that she was a big baby. It's on my paperwork. It says that she's a big baby. 4, he was like, oh, she's deep in there. She's way down in there. He's like, she's very low, very low. All this stuff that he was saying to me, you guys, my doctor had put on my paperwork. It says it on the paperwork. So it don't matter which doctor I go to. When they pull up my information, it tells them everything. So this man, he knows all this stuff that he is saying to me. You already knew all this stuff. Why did you still want me to come in if you knew all this stuff? Y'all, I was so frustrated with this man. He was like, oh, she's really low. So he's still chasing her, and she steady running. So I was like, I don't think she's gonna be still. He was like, okay, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, that was the longest ultrasound I've ever had in my life. Normally, ultrasounds would take about 5 minutes. Yeah, this man was chasing my child for about 20-30 minutes. I was hungry, my stomach was growling. I wasn't in the mood. I was like, this man need to hurry up. So I asked him, I was like, do my fluids look okay? And he was like, yeah, your fluids are okay. Cause some people, when they're pregnant, their fluids are very low, whatever. And he was like, yeah, they look okay. I was like, do I have any fibroids? Because when I was pregnant with Chunky, I had a whole bunch of large fibroids or whatever. And it's not good to have fibroids while you're pregnant. And my doctor, I asked her, did I have fibroids? And she said, no. But every time I do get the ultrasound done, I always ask, you know, just in case one done came about. So I asked him, do I have any fibroids? And he was like, yes. I was like, I do? And he's like, yes. He said, but he said, you have one, and he said, it's really small. It's the size of a lime. So I'm like, oh, okay. He was like, but don't worry about it. It's not big. And he's like, only worry about it if it starts to bleed or, you know, cause pain. I'm just like, don't worry about it. Like, to me, sorry, y'all. To me, fibroids is something to worry about. He's like, don't worry about it. And I was like, well, how much does the baby weigh? He's like, she's 4 pounds. 4 pounds, y'all. Like the book said, the baby supposed to be 3 pounds. My child is 4 pounds. She's large. I was like, wow, that's a lot. And he's like, yeah, she's really big. He's like, I can't get any good pictures because she's so big and she keeps moving. And I was like, okay. Like, I already knew she was big. He asked me, he said, do you have diabetes? I was like, no, I don't have diabetes. He's like, because most people who have big babies, they have diabetes. I said, no, I don't have diabetes. Because y'all know I had got my glucose test done the week before. He was like, oh, okay. And, you know, they weighed me, so now I weigh 180 pounds, y'all. Can y'all believe that? I'm 180 pounds. Starting the pregnancy off, I was 140 pounds. I've gained 40 pounds, so I'm 180 pounds now. And that's so crazy to me, that how big I'm getting. So you guys, the specialist told me that the baby,
be quiet.
Okay, told me that the baby hips, that she has wide hips and a big butt. Which I'm not surprised, because my husband has wide hips and I used to have a big butt. Like before I had Chunky, I had a big butt, but giving birth made my booty go away. So I'm not surprised. I don't know. I'm not surprised. So after I left the specialist, I went to my doctor and I told her everything that the specialist told me. And she wanted to measure my belly with the tape measure. So she told me to lay back. I laid back, and baby girl, of course, starts running, moving around. And the doctor was like, she was like, oh, she's moving a lot. I was like, yeah, she likes to move around. And she was like, okay, but we need to get these measurements. So the doctor did her hand like this on my belly. Why did my child run all the way to the right side of my belly? All the way to the right side. And the doctor was laughing. She was like I apologize to the doctor because I know my kids have a lot of energy. I was like, I'm sorry. She's like, no, it's okay. We can move her. So the doctor, she gets a hold of baby girl and she starts, you know, trying to slide her over to the left. Y'all, I don't know if you ever had somebody try to move your baby while they're on the inside of you.
Doctor.
Yeah, when I tell you that crap, it was the most uncomfortable and it kind of hurt a little bit. So I grabbed the doctor's hand. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, just give her a minute and she'll move by herself. So that was like, okay. Because, baby, you're not going to sit here be trying to move this child and she in there holding on to my insides. So we waited a minute and eventually she did move over a little bit, and the doctor was able to measure my belly. So now my belly is measuring, what she say? I think she said it's measuring 32 and a half weeks. And she's like, she's like, that's okay. Like, she's like, it's okay that she's measuring big. I was like, okay. So, I told the doctor what the specialist said about my baby having wide hips and a big booty. She was like, he said that? I was like, yeah. And she was like, well, it's okay if your baby is, shapely. You have a big baby. She said it's okay. I was like, okay. And I asked her about my weight. I asked her how did she feel about me gaining so much weight. And she was like, it's okay. I'd rather you gain weight than lose weight. And she explained to me your weight is not just fat or it's not anything bad. She said what it is the bag, everything that's involved with pregnancy inside your belly, that's what it's weighing. I was like, okay, so that made me feel okay, because that is one of the things that was causing me to be sad, was because I was gaining so much weight. But the doctor, the way she broke it down for me, it made me feel better. I told her what the doctor said about me having a fibroid. She was like, he said that? I was like, yes. She was like, well, when she checks, she don't see fibroids. I said, well, he said he saw a fibroid the size of a lime. I told her that I have a bigger appetite now. Like, I be so hungry. She's like, that's okay, that's normal. She told me that I need to take a pre-admission class. I have never heard of that. Have y'all ever heard of that? I have never heard of that. She said it's a class that you take before you come to the hospital to have the baby. So basically they'll have all your paperwork. And she said you normally take the class at the end of your pregnancy, but since Chunky had came early, that's why I didn't take the class with her. And the doctor said she's gonna have me take the class now just in case this baby comes early. So when I think back on it, I'm like, man, I wish I would have took that class when I was pregnant with Chunky, because my labor and delivery story, it's real crazy, you guys. It's real crazy. I gotta tell you about it one day. Doctor told me, she was like, we had to take some blood. I was like, what? I was like, you just took some blood from my glucose test. She's like, yeah. So we had to take more blood because she said, in your final trimester, you gotta give more blood. So they could just check, make sure everything's okay. I was like, man. I was like, doctor, you know the troubles I have with that. Y'all know the troubles I have with when they try to take blood from me. She's like, yeah. She said, it's gonna be okay. You can do it. So I had to get blood work done, and it went very well, you guys. The girl who did this time, she just did it one time, and she got what she needed. Because the other girl had to do it like 700 times. So this girl was on point. And I appreciate that. I'm happy for that. Thankful for that.
Okay, we need to go.
But yeah, the doctor said, like, everything that I was telling her, the specialist said, she was like, he did not put it in my paperwork. So she don't know why he was telling me all that stuff, because he didn't put it in my paperwork. So she said she didn't see a fibroid. She said, yes, baby girl, it's big, but she doesn't see a big booty.
Okay.
You know, she don't see a big booty with wide hips. She don't see all that. She's just a, you know, a big baby, but it's okay. And, you know, she said, no, I don't have diabetes. You know, because the specialist, he kept persisting that I must have diabetes since the baby is so big. But my doctor said, no, I do not have diabetes. So, you know, I'm going to go by what my doctor says because she's my doctor. She knows. Specialist, he's a man. He does not know. He don't understand. Whatever. So, yeah, you guys, that's my 30-week, pregnancy update. I thank you guys for watching. Y'all let me know if y'all pregnant and how far along you are. Let me know if you heard of pre-admission class. Have y'all ever heard of that? I've never heard of that. It's my first time hearing about it. But like I said, Chunky came early, and a lot of the classes you don't take until the very end of your pregnancy. So my doctor, she's making me take them out early so I can get them all done. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you're having a blessed day. Bye-bye.